Welcome to Growing Home Acres. Thank you for tuning in with us again. We ordered a Harvest Right freeze dryer a few weeks ago. I had gotten an email that they were having a clearance sale on their older models. They came out with pro models. I guess that's what's on their website now. And we got it today?
Yesterday.
We got it yesterday, and we had to wait until today to unbox it. We wanted to unbox it for you, so we waited until today. This is actually our second one that we got. The first one that we got, I was working. Sarah and Dave were home.
And it came off the truck, and we could tell right away that something had been sat on top of it. And when we opened it up,
The truck driver knew that it was damaged. He warned us ahead of time.
yeah. So when we opened it up, it was on the front of it, right? On the whole front, I'll put pictures up and stick them right in here somewhere. The whole side of it was like dented in. You could see that the corner had kind of crushed and compacted everything. So we didn't even accept it off the truck. They say on the notice you can't accept it or you void the warranty.
We'll show you the notice. It's actually on the box of other stuff that we got that says, and then I also got an email about it from Nathan at Harvest Right that tells you to inspect it and don't accept it if there's any damage, and you want to unbox it and inspect it.
And there's actually 3 boxes. And we could kind of tell as it was coming off the truck this time that it was going to be okay. I mean, that first one was, it was bad.
I wasn't even here. They sent me pictures, and the door was wonky.
It was crushed.
Yeah, it was not good. So Sarah will add, like she said, add pictures here or here.
Somewhere.
But anyways, so we're happy that the next one looks good, because Dave and I did have to look at it. So I know what it looks like.
I haven't seen it yet.
So. Sarah hasn't seen it yet. And the driver did tell us that he's delivered these before, and one guy he had to deliver 4 of them.
And just as a disclaimer, this isn't Harvest Right.
No.
It's the shipper.
Well, in our case, it was the shipper. It could have been Harvest Right in one of them for him, because I know that guy didn't accept it because there was like a scratch on it. Now with us, because ours is a refurbished, if there was a light scratch on it, we wouldn't have returned it.
They told us, right?
It's a scratch and dent unit.
It could have a scratch or something like that, but not, it shouldn't have dents. It shouldn't have anything like that.
And Harvest Right's real good about that.
Yeah. And
okay.
I had a direct contact there, and he was fantastic. He not only helped me decide, or helped me with the freeze dryer, he also helped me decide additional things to buy. I asked him what he recommended and stuff, but we'll go over all that later. So,
and we decided to get it because it's refurbished. So they were offering a sale. We got a good deal on it because we've been contemplating it for a year now.
Yeah, I kept going on and looking.
Thought about the Cube, which is another one that's out there that just came out.
And then there was another one. There's 2 other ones that I've found. But the other ones are more expensive. I know one of them comes with a stand and all this other stuff. But anyways, we're happy, and hopefully we'll be happy once we start using this one.
And you'll see the stand we bought, or we made. I should say Dave made.
And I was going to tell you how much we paid for it, including all the stuff we bought, and it's not on this one, because this is the one.
What's 1,162.50 times 2?
$2,330
Yeah, it was like $2,300. And that's with all the additional stuff that we bought. Okay, let's get to this because daylight is burning.
Yeah, we got to get it in.
Yep. So Sarah's going to get to see it for the first time.
The first one we got was black, so I don't know what we got. And it's black again.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not?
No.
It's silver. Wait. Oh, that's like stainless steel.
Yep.
Oh, very cool.
So actually Nathan there asked me if the first one was stainless because he wanted to make sure that we got another stainless, and I said no, it was black. But he sent us a stainless one anyways, which is nice. Honestly, I didn't really care if it was stainless or black. but I prefer these stainless or black over white. Although I think white is coming back on
So you
appliances,
assume
but
that is.
yeah, that you have to take it out and put it together.
Oh,
So.
you do. Okay. All right. Well, we'll
I
get
don't
to
know
that.
if we'll get it put together today, but we'll get it all unboxed.
Yeah, we
and
might
stuff.
continue the video tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
that might be a whole
splice
nother
it all
30-minute
together,
video.
yeah.
So, anyways,
Very cool.
okay.
All right, so we're gonna get it loaded in, and then we'll be right back to show you the rest of it.
Yep. So this is the notice that they have on, usually on all the boxes, but on the box that says to please inspect the shipment now and to refuse it if there's any damage. And again, I said that we got an email also stating that. So I knew that before we even got the boxes, and then they saw it and they saw this notice. And this notice has a phone number on that you call, which is what happened after the last one when it was damaged. So now we are going to show you, first we're going to show you everything that came with the Harvest Right that is included. So Sarah will read it off and I'll pull it out of the box and we'll unbox it and show you.
And excuse the mess. This is a storage unit right now for Mom and Dad's house that's under construction. So they've moved everything out into here.
A lot of things out in here, and hopefully
While they drywall
And all of this
the floor.
is seeds. So hopefully it'll be some of next year's garden.
right. And we have a lot of canning stuff out here, and just a lot of stuff that some of that will go in our house once the other half is done, and we'll have more room out here and can move some of this around. So, anyways,
All right, so the first thing on the list you saw was the home freeze dryer, stainless steel one we got. Then it came with the industrial oil pump and the vacuum hose.
so
Now there's two different types of pumps. There's the oil-free pump and the oil pump. Do you want me to grab it? We got the oil pump. Do you want me to take it out while you explain to him what the guy said about the oil pump? And,
it's not very light. Hope I remember all of it.
I don't know. But you had said that he said.
Yeah, I actually have notes on this because I probably will forget part of it now. But you have to filter your oil. So we got the Premier pump, which is the pump that comes with it. We did not do the upgraded pump, which I can't remember what that's called right now.
And that has no oil, right? That's an oil-free pump, right?
I think that's an oil-free pump. And we'll go over more of this in detail when we set it up at a later date. Anyways, so
So the oil pump came with it. That was part of the price of the freeze dryer. The vacuum hose should be in another one.
that looks like it's the vacuum hose and the cord.
Alright, and then we also have the oil filter. Let me make sure it wasn't
Oil filter. The oil filter is actually looks like a Brita filter.
It is a Brita filter.
Pour your filter in. You pour your oil in there. It takes a while for it to go through, and that's how you filter your oil.
And he suggested you buy enough oil to run it twice, right? So you could.
Right, so you can have this filtering and still be using your Harvest Right, which is part of the things we bought. So, but this actually came with it. That oil filter came with it. What's the next thing?
Next thing is the power cord, which came in there. Single tray.
The single trays. Now we bought a medium, but
The third dog just came back.
the old mediums are only 4 trays. So where the new ones, what they call the Pro, are 5 trays. So this, I suppose, as far as the trays are concerned, equates with the small ones now. But here's the 4 trays that it came with.
4 trays. And then the impulse sealer.
The impulse sealer is like a vacuum sealer.
Sorry, I don't know if you can see, but it's hot. It's hot up here.
Yeah, because we've got the door open.
I keep fanning myself.
I'm not hot.
It is
That's a little,
very hot.
look at that. So hopefully that'll be fine. We're not opening any of this stuff. And there's a slit in it.
That's your impulse sealer, right?
Yeah. So
And
this
that's
is the
the
sealer.
thing you use for the bags, right?
For the Mylar bags.
Yep.
Yep. That's what you use for the Mylar bags. So
That's it.
you can also use jars, but
So
it
that's
comes with these.
Yeah.
It didn't come with Mylar bags.
nope.
Nope. But I believe it came with a 50 pack of Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers.
Because we did get 2 packs of oxygen as well.
Yeah.
So.
So here's the
So then the next on the list is 50 pack Mylar bags.
of 8 by 12.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's just
Or
your
6,
standard
yeah.
bags.
Yep. It came with that and then 50 oxygen absorbers.
And they're small oxygen, right? Because we have the huge ones. But yeah, these are the standard size.
See, and you guys are going to have to explain because that confuses me. I thought the whole idea of freeze drying it and then vacuum sealing it, impulse, whatever that impulse thingy is so you didn't have to use the oxygen absorbers. Am I wrong on that?
Bag, there's still oxygen in that bag. So the oxygen absorbers, because you're not vacuum sealing.
Oh.
So you're not sucking any air out of the bag.
Oh, see, that's where I was confused.
And the way I understand it is if you don't use the oxygen absorbers, it will last for years. But if you want to extend it to like the 25-year or
25 years.
however many years you want to put those oxygen absorbers in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there should be another pack of oxygen absorbers.
Yep.
Which this paid for those.
We paid for these, right?
Yep. Lid set.
We bought a lid set because then we can stack the trays on top of each other. It's also good for when you're freezing. You can stack them when you freeze them. You can also use these as trays if you want, but then of course you can't use them as a lid. So,
but they're actually nice as trays because they're divided. So if you're doing multiple things on one tray and you want to keep it separate, it'd be a good way to use that.
So, like, you could do different types of berries or different types of beans.
If you're doing something,
and I think they're a little deeper.
Separate from each other, so that way you can make note. Yeah.
And I think they're a little bit deeper than the trays. So if you had something that was, taller up, or maybe even had liquid, this might be better to use. But we'll figure that out later. Okay.
Silicone mats.
So we bought silicone mats. That's these things. I actually bought another set of these off of Amazon, which is in the house, so we'll show you those later too.
And then the next is the oil. So we know the oil, or is this the second oil?
This is the extra oil that we bought. I think oil comes in that filter. You get your first one. And the amount of oil I bought was recommended by Nathan at Harvest Right. And I have specifics written on a piece of paper from when I talked to him. But I believe this should last us, I want to say 3 years. 2 to 3 years, I believe.
Filter replacement cartridges.
Well, between that oil and these filters. And they do look like Brita filters,
They
too.
look like the
The little Brita filters that I used to have in my humidifier.
And then a 50 pack of resealable zip Mylar bags. Now these are different.
Yep, these are 6x9. These are smaller. They are resealable.
And the other ones aren't, right? The ones that come with it are not resealable. Correct?
They don't have a Ziploc.
Yeah.
But you can reseal them with the
Impulse.
sealer. The impulse sealer.
Yeah.
So technically they are resealable. But these, like, let's say you did strawberries, you freeze-dried strawberries, and you were going to use those strawberries in your salad for the next month or week or whatever, and you don't want to keep resealing it with the impulse sealer, then you put them in one of these and you can open it up and
Yeah, they're smaller
of it, you know.
use. I think that's it. And then the owner's manual. Oh, so owner's manual.
Okay, this is missing stuff because we did buy an extra set of trays.
Oh.
So we did buy an extra set of trays. That way we can have a set in the freezer. We can be prepping something while we're freeze drying something.
Yeah, that'll be good during really busy harvesting.
I tell you, the most excited person about this is me, because I have no idea how this thing works. And they keep saying, well, we put it in a freezer and then you put it in a freeze dryer. And I'm like,
well, you can freeze it in there, but it takes a lot longer. So if you freeze it in your freezer, like I said, if you have a batch in there being freeze dried and you're freezing your other batch, once you move that batch to the freeze dryer, it takes a lot less time.
Just a quick move because it doesn't have to freeze it first. It just
and I know
dries it.
From watching all the videos we've watched, one of the concerns is the cost of running this machine. So that keeps the cost of that down. And you're already using your freezer, so putting a few other things in your freezer doesn't cost you anything extra. So. And then you get the Harvest Right Home Freeze Dryer Manual, Owner's Manual. How to use it. Please contact Harvest Right with all inquiries. Firmware troubleshooting guide, and then a guide to freeze drying. And that's it. That's what we got.
This will be the important reading around the house for the next
Right.
month or whatever.
Do you have the freeze drying book? Can I have it? I would like to look at it. I suspect that'll happen a lot. So, in a few days we have to figure out what we're going to freeze dry. We talked about doing herbs.
We got so many. We've been dehydrating all of them.
Dehydrating the herbs. I actually had some. They didn't all fit in the dehydrator, so I actually hung them up by my curtain rods in the house. And then some of them dried fully, and some of them, like basil, takes a little longer to dry because of the stems. So I have those in the dehydrator right now. But we were thinking about doing those in the freeze dryer just to see how that is.
yeah, because what do we have? A Nesco garden something. Garden right? Is it garden? No, that's not right.
No.
But it's a Nesco garden
brand,
something.
Dehydrator though. Yeah.
But even that
6 trays
can take up to, like, if you have it fully
24
loaded,
hours. Yeah.
it can. So that's not any less time than using a freeze dryer.
It actually
But
takes
there's less electricity though, I believe.
It takes longer than that because we have gone through 2 or 3 cycles trying to dry. If you put like big basil leaves or something like that in that,
Sage.
oh yeah, it takes forever to dry.
Yeah, if you pull the basil off the stems. Now I'm not drying the stems to use. I'm still going to pull them off there. And I've done it both ways. I pulled them off the stems before I freeze dry them, but then they tend to fall through if you're using just the plastic tray. I guess we'll have to do a video on that too. So now I just put the stem all in there, but because of the moisture in the stem, it takes a little longer for them to freeze dry now. The ones that I had hanging, I put in there for 4 hours. They were still seemed a little damp, so I put them in for another 4 hours.
And I'm excited to know we buy stuff from Azure Standard. We just started doing that 5 months ago.
Yeah,
beginning of summer,
6,
spring, yeah. And I'm getting cherries to can, so I'm hoping we can throw a tray or two in the freezer and see how they turn out.
Am I getting lemons or limes?
Lemons.
And I'm getting lemons. That was one of the first things I wanted to put in here.
We watched
that we bought
on YouTube. Yeah. I don't remember who it was, but she actually made guacamole and freeze-dried guacamole, and then freeze-dried her limes separately and things like that. So that's going to be fun.
That'll be exciting because we like our guacamole.
I ate an avocado today.
Yeah. So anyways, did you show off your beautiful table?
I have not shown. So there's one more thing that we got to show. When they ordered this thing, I had no idea how big it was going to be. Well, I shouldn't say that. I had an idea of how big it was going to be because our local lumberyard sells these things, and they have theirs is a large one, right? The one that they've got on display.
I think theirs is medium.
Is it medium?
It's a 5.
It's pretty good size. It's a pretty good size unit. So, but I didn't realize it was going to weigh what it weighs. Now, Sarah and I carried this thing in here off the skid to try and minimize the weight, but it probably weighs. We'd have to look up and see what specs are.
I think it's just under 100 pounds.
Yeah. So you think about that. You're not just going to throw that on any shelf or any cabinet. So Maria looked up table plans, and I modified them from what she found. So basically all I did is I took 8 2x4s and a sheet of 1/2 inch plywood that I had laying around. So this table is 42 inches wide 30 inches deep and 30 inches tall. And 36 inches is standard countertop height. However, the women in my life, neither one of them are taller than 5'2". So, if you can see how high these shelves are, if I had put this table at counter height, 36, Maria might not be able to see into that top shelf to know if the stuff is done. So we just modified it,
And if
dropped
it's
it down to
full
30
liquid
inches.
in there?
Yeah, like Sarah just said, if it's full liquid and we're trying to put a tray
Right.
in above our eye level, that would not have been good.
No,
so
not good.
This worked out great.
it's-
Got enough space on the shelf below to fit everything, and it's perfect height for us. And
Still
he
get
did
a
great job.
vacuum cleaner underneath, which means we'll probably end up with all kinds of stuff stacked underneath it, because that's what we do.
And that's okay.
That's okay. So, and this thing is solid. It is 2x4 construction, and there are 5 2x4s on each level to hold this in, and it's just screwed together. It's screwed together with decking screws. So, like I said, 1/2-inch plywood, 2x4 construction. We never have to worry about that harvest right going anywhere.
Right. And Dave did want to put this shelf lower, and I said, no, I don't want it lower because I want to be able to vacuum underneath it.
There we go.
And also, if we have to shove something underneath there, that's fine too.
Yep.
But
So,
important is to be able to vacuum underneath it.
and that's it.
So, all right. Thank you for watching us on Growing Home Acres. And I hope that you're living the life that you want, just like we are.
And like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye.
Goodbye.